Second-generation players have started taking over the NBA, from Stephen Curry to Cole Anthony and Kevin Love. There's a new addition to this list, none other than Peja Stojakovic's son, Andrej Stojakovic. In this video, we'll be telling you where the son of this former NBA All-Star player ranks right now and what the future might hold for him. Let's see if Andrej is as good as his dad. First up, ESPN ranks him as a 4-star prospect in the class of 2023. This 18-year-old is making waves straight out of high school. ESPN ranked him as a 2023 4-star prospect, and this kid is starting to rack up some major Division I college offers. While his high school doesn't have much ranking in terms of basketball, that's never stopped this Sacramento-raised player from reaching out to bigger courts. That's why he's currently playing with Compton Magic this summer, and he already made waves with his debut game a few months ago. Fans and scouts all know he's someone to watch out for. Andrej is currently ranked number 63 by Rivals and 97 by 247 Sports in recruiting star rankings. For a player who comes from a school ranked really low in basketball, this is a pretty fantastic achievement, and we think a lot of the credit goes to his father. Next up, people may think he's like his dad, but Andrej's got his own game going. Many second-generation players tend to master the same positions that their fathers did. We get it, seems simple enough to understand. Their fathers taught them the game, so they likely prioritized what they knew best. Not Andrej though. Everyone assumes this player is also a catch-and-shoot sniper like Peja, and yeah, he has that same high, nearly over-the-head release points. But while his father's shots were exaggerated and unorthodox, he is quite different. His performance is more athletic and more versatile than his old man. As the kid himself said, he wants to improve his performance with every game he plays. He wants to show the world that he's not just his father's son. In the game, he is his own man and can do much more. This is what has been his biggest motivation. Sure, he plays well enough to eventually land in the NBA at some point, but what he really wants is to become the best version of himself and remove his career from his father's, even though Peja taught him everything he knows. All this isn't to say that Andrej doesn't appreciate his father, nor does he disregard his privilege, but he knows outsiders perceive him as nothing more than an extension of Peja, and he wants to do everything he can to change that. Now, that's something we routinely hear from children of stars in any profession. Sports, acting, you name it. Everyone wants to pave their own way, but only very few can detach themselves from their family names. And as for Andrej, his dad was no ordinary NBA player of his time. He's a 3-time NBA All-Star. We think it'll take more for this 18-year-old to cast his own identity. Peja agrees with his son. He said that he wants his son to create his own path, and judging by how this future star player has already made his name, we think he's on the right track. Coming up, Andrej got wider attention after Section 7 in June last year. Before Section 7 in 2021, he was barely known in the game. Many of you may have heard the name this year, but his main presence in basketball was discovered only last year, despite being Peja's son. He had only started playing competitive basketball that year and was only a member of the junior varsity squad. He upped his game during COVID shutdowns and got more serious about basketball. His performance last summer made him known among many college teams. By the end of the Section 7 weekend, Andrej was being eyed by Utah, Stanford, Arizona, and San Francisco. That was a massive leap for the player, who was really happy with his progress. As for his gameplay, he had pretty impressive ball handling, passing, and rebounding for a wing prospect, and for someone of his age, he was terrific. If you ask the guy himself, he thinks he's a well-rounded wing who can guard many positions. We love his confidence. Colleges like SF were all in and sent 3 assistants to watch and extend offers by the end of that monumental weekend. Andrej's blend of size, length, trajectory, and skill set has made him a pretty significant prospect, and everyone's competing to get him on board. Up next, Andrej will be playing on the AAU circuit this summer for the Compton Magic. This second-generation player is all set to play on ESPN with his AAU squad this week, and we can't wait to see what he's got to show. He isn't ranked in the top 100 with his class yet, but we think the AAU circuit will be exactly what he needs to prove himself. Who knows, maybe he could rise into the top 100 too. So far, his school and AAU career has distinguished him in the game, and he's on his way to proving he's so much more than what people expect him to be. During his junior season at Jesuit High School, Andrej showed some pretty impressive averages. 25.3 points and 9.3 rebounds per game is awe-inspiring. Obviously, the future star has drawn interest from many top colleges. Now, what's college recruitment looking like? If you ask us, it's looking pretty good. College recruitment is perhaps the most crucial step for anyone aiming for a spot in the big leagues. What college you play for significantly affects what teams draft you later, and Andrej seems to be doing great in this department. He's already bagged offers from schools like Georgia Tech, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Oregon, UCLA, Texas, and USC. Oh, we have to catch our breath. And the list doesn't end there. These are only a few of the many colleges eyeing Peja's son. He's discussed his recruitment and still hasn't decided where he's headed, but there are some teams he's shortlisted. Finally, Andrej reveals his top 6 schools. It seems like he has finally decided on his finalists, which looks pretty good. Texas, Duke, Stanford, UCLA, Virginia, and Oregon will will all be top contenders for this player, and we can't wait to see who he picks. He has made his comments on all the teams and likes all of them for various reasons. We'll have to wait and see what reason weighs more in his final decision, but until then, let's see what he's got to say. For Texas, the player mentioned that both coaches have been after him, making it clear that he is their top priority. Duke also made it to his list, and seeing how their program has had massive success in sending their players to the pros in recent years, Andrej says he has to consider them. Then, of course, Stanford is Stanford. It's the best well-rounded option. As he said himself, they've got the biggest second plan of success after basketball. As for UCLA, nobody can't deny the tradition of winning ingrained into its players there. Such a competitive environment is excellent for any sport. Plus, he's made his visit to UCLA too. Being in California, he may want to consider them. Oregon has been one of the schools Andrej has been eyeing since a very young age, and he just had a home visit. The coaches have been recruiting him for longer than other schools, and we can see why he's got them on his top list. As for Virginia, it's got excellent winning culture and academics. Of course, college isn't just about basketball for him. He's prioritizing academics too. Good job. If you ask us, all of these colleges are pretty great. What Andrej wants is an environment that will help him grow as a player and a person. But he's also said he wants to go somewhere where his family could easily see him play. So we think he's already setting his eyes on schools in California. UCLA, we're looking right at you. Now it's time for some other news. First, Twitter fans comment under Andrej's top 6 announcement. Seems like this player has already got a lot of fans who are rooting for him. Not just that, but many Twitter users are rooting for different schools for this future star to go to. The most popular one seems to be Duke and Texas, with fans sharing images of both teams in the comments section of his tweet. They can't wait to see who Andrej picks. Next, Duke basketball is pursuing both Dylan Harper and Naz Cunningham. Duke might just get a dynamite deal this college season. The school just extended an offer to 5-star combo guard Dylan Harper for the class of 2024, and they've already got Cunningham. They've just got themselves in contention for a 2-person 2024 package deal. Harper seems pretty excited about playing alongside Cunningham, who says Duke is his dream school. Finally, Rutgers is making an offer for Bronny James. Now that was unexpected. Rutgers is pushing to recruit the son of legendary LeBron James, Bronny James. Sounds pretty far-fetched, right? Rutgers hopes that their coach's strong development record might appeal to the young player. Guess we'll have to wait and see. That's a wrap for this video. Where do you think Andrej is headed? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.